I have spent the last 17 years in my own prison for what she, Jeffrey, and all the co-conspirators did to me. I was raped repeatedly. I was raped 3 times a day sometimes. And I was not the only girl on that island. There was a constant stream of girls being raped over and over and over again. And yes, Ghislaine must die in prison because I've been in hell and back for the last 17 years.
And 27 for me.
I was 10 years old when Liz Stein was being trafficked. I was 10. That is how long the sex trafficking ring has been going on for.
President Trump, you have so much influence and power in this situation. Please use that influence and power to help us.
Please, President Trump, pass this bill and help us. Make us feel like our voices are finally being heard.
This is not just my story. It is about every survivor who carries invisible scars. It's about the weight we live with daily. It is about the families broken and the futures stolen. So I ask you, President Trump and members of Congress, why do we continue to cover up sexual abuse and assault? Who are we covering for? Let the public know the truth.
Mr. President Donald J. Trump, I am a registered Republican, not that that matters because this is not political. However, I cordially invite you to the Capitol to meet me in person so you can understand this is not a hoax. We are real human beings. This is real trauma.
So this is a Democrat hoax that never ends. From what I understand, I could check, but from what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given. But it's really a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president.
Well, there you heard it from the horse's mouth. Trump tells his rape victims they suffer from Democratic hoax. Everyone, Johnny here, Don't Speak News. Well, this is news that should be, talked about, should be being spoken about right now, but it's not. Because you've got RFK Jr. up there on Capitol Hill arguing with the senators about the CDC and the vaccines and all that stuff. That's all theater, political theater, WWE type theater. Trump is in the WWE Hall of Fame. All of these people that are on the stage now, Trump, RFK Jr., everyone, for the most part, they are all just performers. And they're all scripted. Very little falls outside of their script as far as what they say on TV, although with Trump, you never know. But now he's telling his rape victims they suffer from a Democrat hoax. And like Henry Makow says here, mankind is satanically possessed by organized Jewry and its rent boy Freemasonry. We gave the Rothschild cartel our national credit cards, criminals themselves. They support criminality in all its forms, including genocide. So what satanic possession looks like is, number one, your leader is a child sex trafficker and a liar. Trump, Epstein, Maxwell ran an international child sex trafficking and blackmail scheme from Mossad and the royal family. Attractive teenage girls from Eastern Europe were promised lucrative modeling careers only to be forced into prostitution. No sex, no work. And there's a documentary here on YouTube that's been well hidden that you can watch right here with this link. I'll put the link up to this as I always do on the website. Sex trafficking survivors invite Trump to meet with them. As he again says case is a Democrat hoax. I just showed you that YouTube video. Dozens of survivors gathered in Washington, D.C. to demand Congress release all the documents related to Epstein and the Ghislaine Maxwell cases. And I showed you the video about the Jeffrey Epstein victim who was 10 years old at the time she was raped 3 times a day. Sometimes, she said, I was not the only girl on that island. There was a constant stream of girls being raped over and over and over again. Your leader, number 2, your leader belongs to Chabad, a Jewish supremacist satanic cult dedicated to fulfilling biblical prophecy by engineering a nuclear apocalypse in order to destroy the old order and summon the Antichrist. Lucifer, Putin, and Netanyahu belong to Chabad. And we know who the Antichrist is. The rabbis are saying it, that Trump is the Antichrist, is their Messiah. I've shown you that many times before in this channel, on the website. Number 3, humanity is controlled by the left, communist, and right Zionist wings of Jewish Freemasonry. All nationalist leaders are forced to support the Gaza genocide in order to save a modicum of national independence. Yep, you notice they're all pretty much in sync in supporting the genocide in Gaza. And the ones that aren't are silenced. Number 4, world wars are started by Freemasons on both sides to destroy Christian civilization. I provide many proofs in my books, but society is too juvenile and comatose to address the evidence. People like E. Michael Jones, Michael Hoffman, Tupper Carlson, and Mel Gibson. Why don't you put Tupper in here? I don't know if that was intentional or not. But and Mel Gibson, people we trusted, refused to face reality. Humanity's doomed. Yeah, there's no heroes here in humanity. Nobody's coming to save the day. Got news for you. The only one that's coming to save the day is Jesus Christ, and he's King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Every knee is going to bow and every tongue will confess it. And he's the one. He's the one we need to put our trust in. He's the one we need to focus on. Salvation is through him, not through any of these other performers. They're just men. Put not your trust in men. Put not your trust in princes who cannot save. Psalm 146:3. And he says something's off with E. Michael Jones, saying that he's supporting Freemasonry now and downplays their role in things. And so that's the end of that particular article. Like I said, I'll put the link to this up, like I always do. Then this article goes along with it. As I just showed you that video in the beginning of this segment. And Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene says she spoke to Trump this morning, this was yesterday, and asked him to host the survivors' press conference in the Oval Office. She said, speaking to CNN after the press conference, Greene said she spoke with Trump personally earlier that morning and urged him to host Epstein's victims in the Oval Office. Then there's a 4-minute speech by Greene, who has previously hinted that she has filed sex abuse charges for crimes committed against herself by someone in Congress, and that nothing happened. Isn't that something? Her speech is amazing, especially for a Washington, D.C. politician, whom we should never trust completely. Absolutely correct on that score. She starts out by saying that she's been in Congress for 5 years and that this was the largest press conference she'd ever seen in D.C. She said this is a boiling point in American history, and she'd be correct. Well, she is. She is, but the problem is nobody's listening. This is most certainly part of a major turning point in U.S. history and could literally mark the end of the Republican Party as we know it today. Trump must face justice over this, including his entire administration, who is part of the cover-up. Everyone who still supports him, mainly Zionist conservative Christians and Jews, are also guilty and will very soon fall under God's judgment, if not the whole country. Yeah, we're looking at Revelation 18 and Jeremiah 51 very soon. Trump is obviously not well. There were rumors this weekend that he might have actually died. I think his days are numbered now, not by politicians, his family, doctors, or anyone else, but by God. And he could very well be on his way out. Who knows? But he's obviously not well. And, he quotes Psalm 139:16 here. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. And that's true for all of us. This 1.5-hour press conference is American history unfolding before our eyes. Watch this before you watch your favorite movie, TV show, or sporting event tonight, because every American needs to hear what was exposed in this press conference today. The day of hiding the voices of these Epstein victims appears to be over. The only question remaining now is, what happens next? And the more Americans who wake up to the truth exposed or expressed in this press conference, the better chances we have to bring light into the darkest corners of our dark, evil society indeed. It is. And so there's some updates here now. Things have been moving fast since the Epstein survivors press conference this morning, so I'm including updates from his Telegram channel, as it may be old news by tomorrow already. After today's press conference in D.C., a new force is rising that perhaps coming out of nowhere anyone ever expected. And this force is a group of victims who were sexually abused by Epstein. Not allegedly, but was declared by U.S. law in court in both the Jeffrey Epstein conviction case and the Ghislaine Maxwell conviction case. Some of them made their first appearance in public today at this conference, as their names were redacted in the original case files because they were minors at the time. And so they say that they're horrified the fact that Trump may actually pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, because she was just as bad as Jeffrey when they were abused by her along with Epstein. And now the Democrats smell blood in the water. All of a sudden, the victims are finding themselves the talk of the town, with every single news network trying to get exclusive interviews with them. And now they have a newfound hero and advocate as well, Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like I said, guys, don't put too much trust in any one of these politicians, because the next thing you know, the rug will get pulled out from under you once again. And so I'll let you read the rest of this on your own. But Brian does a great job over here at Health Impact News with everything he writes, but particularly on this subject and child sex trafficking in general. So there you go. That will be it for now. And don't forget, don'tspeaknews.com is home base for all that we do. This is where I put a lot of stuff where we can't speak about it anywhere else. If you'd like to subscribe or contact me, click on this tab here, and our Don't Speak News at Proton Mail is right there. And then just type in your email address and click on subscribe if you wish to be updated from the website. Channel support is right here. We're listener supported only. That's all the links to support us are right here. And without you guys, we would not be here. We would not stick around. So thank you so much for that. And Rumble, BitChute, and Telegram, and YouTube, all the links to where you can find us around the internet are right here. And that is it for now. God bless, take care. Johnny Storm, Don't Speak News.